welcome to A&N. Today is August 25th, 2014, and we are celebrating a huge milestone in American history. Today is the 75th anniversary of the premiere of The Wizard of Oz.
That's right, Seth. Released in 1939, The Wizard of Oz is still today one of the most influential movies of all time. The Wizard of Oz redefined the way that movies are made and had a huge impact on the American society.
Yes, it definitely made a statement for itself, winning 2 Academy Awards and being nominated for Best Picture in 1939. This film is also quite decorated. Telecast started in 1956, where it became an annual event according to the Library of Congress, the most watched motion picture in history.
Actress Judy Garland played the main role, Dorothy Gale. In this heartwarming coming-of-age story, a young girl from Kansas must find her own way home in a faraway land. And of course, with a little help from a few people she meets along the way.
Thanks, Adam. Judy Garland was great in this movie, but of course we talk about the other major characters in the movie, like the Scarecrow, the Cowardly Lion, and the Tin Man, as well as the Wicked Witch of the West, had become iconic in America. When someone is referred to as the Scarecrow, people know they are being called brainless.
Coming up next, our investigative reporter, John Ridenour, interviews the Cowardly Lion, so stay tuned.
Dracula of the peasantry. Poor little kid, I hope she gets home all right. Give them horses them! Where's Hickory? Hickory! Hickory! It's a twister! It's a twister!
Welcome back to A&N. Right now, John Ridenour is with the Cowardly Lion from the movie The Wizard of Oz.
Thanks, Seth. I'm here with the actor who played the Cowardly Lion in The Wizard of Oz, Burt Lahr. Thanks for being here, Burt.
You're certainly welcome, John.
So, Burt, what was it like shooting The Wizard of Oz?
Well, it was very challenging. It took several hours to apply all my makeup and costume. And so we shot many scenes all at once. And let me tell you, it was very hot, and I was tired after standing and dancing around for all that time. I mean, my costume did weigh 90 pounds.
That's crazy. I have to ask you, Burt, what were the conditions like on the set?
Well, as you know, this was the first movie filmed in Technicolor, and Technicolor required a lot of lighting, so the set was often 100 degrees or hotter.
That must have been terrible.
Well, it was, and shooting the movie was quite dangerous because Hollywood wasn't very experienced with special effects.
Well, what do you mean?
Well, for example, the stunt double for the witch was seriously injured by an exploding broomstick during the scene where Dorothy sees her flying in the tornado. The original witch also suffered third-degree burns from her smoke screen.
Did anything else happen?
Yes, in fact, many of the flying monkeys were injured by faulty wiring.
Did they fall?
Yes, and they fell hard.
Okay, Burt, well, I have to ask you, what effect do you think The Wizard of Oz had on American society?
Well, I think The Wizard of Oz changed the United States for good.
How so?
Well, certain lines from the movie, such as, I don't think we're in Kansas anymore, and follow the yellow brick road, have become cliche. I would say they're a part of American culture.
I would say so. Thanks for the interview, Burt.
You're welcome, John.
Back to you, Seth.
That was an interesting informational interview, John, with the Cowardly Lion. Definitely one of the most entertaining characters in The Wizard of Oz. I have to agree, The Wizard of Oz probably had the most significant impact on American pop culture and cinematic history. So Adam, what impact do you think this movie had on America?
I think it definitely had a huge impact on the youth of America. For many children, it was one of the first movies that they saw when they were growing up. It's one of those movies that's going to be shown from generation to generation. I'm now getting word that Glinda the Good Witch has given us a few minutes of her time for an interview with John.
That sounds great! After the break, John will be conducting a rare interview with Glinda the Good Witch. So don't go away, we'll be right back.
Many, many miles east of nowhere lies the amazing land of Oz, a magnificent empire created in the mind of a man who wrote a great book about it. Like wildfire in the wheat field, the fabulous tale of the Wizard of Oz spread from town to city, to nation, to the entire world. Although the Wizard of Oz has captivated the children of 4 generations and fired the imaginations of those youthful adults who have never grown old, although 10 million copies of the book have reached eager hands and eager hearts, no one has dared the towering task of giving life and reality to the land of Oz and its people. Every delightful character of L. Frank Baum's classic is now reborn. Every glorious adventure has been recaptured and painted with a rainbow. The celebration in Munchkinland, the flying monkeys, the rescue of Dorothy, the castle of the witch, the palace of Oz, and Dorothy's strange journey to the Emerald City to find the wonderful Wizard of Oz himself.
We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. We hear he is the Wizard of Wiz, if ever a Wiz there was. If ever or ever a Wiz there was, the Wizard of Oz is one because of the wonderful things he does.
Welcome back to A&N. John Rittenauer is now interviewing Glinda the Good Witch from The Wizard of Oz. Now to you, John.
Thanks, Seth. Thanks for giving us a minute of your time, Glinda.
It was a pleasure to be here, John.
So, in the movie The Wizard of Oz, your counterpart was the Wicked Witch of the West. What was it like filming with her?
Well, it was scary at first, but because we hadn't seen anything like it.
Interesting. So, how do you think that the scary costume affected the kids?
Well, it didn't, because we changed the costume a little and cut 11 minutes off of filming because it was too scary.
That was probably smart. Who advised you that the costume was too scary?
It was MGM. They were demanded by some administration to make sure that the witches' costumes weren't too scary.
And why did you all choose to comply?
Well, show business is all about choosing battles, and this one wasn't one that we were willing to fight.
Wasn't it made as a children's movie?
Well, yes, that was one reason. We didn't want to scare the audience too much, especially the children.
Well, certainly not. Well, thank you for your time, Glinda, and congratulations on your 75th anniversary of your movie.
Thank you so much, and you're very welcome.
This is John Rittenauer signing off.
Thanks, John. Well, that's all the time we have for today. This is Seth Hagen.
And this is Adam Osborne, wishing MGM a happy 75th anniversary of The Wizard of Oz. Thanks for watching, and good night.